So frontier markets is essentially the rest of the world. Most people have exposure to emerging markets, which is about 24 countries. The developed markets are 23 countries. There's 148 other countries in the world, of which 108 have stock markets. It's my role to find the best companies in those 108 countries. The key risk would be that each individual country has a nascent economic and political system. So some of these countries were dictatorships a few years ago, and we're coming out of that and democracy is being established. That means there's a handover of power between opposition parties over time. Sometimes these can flare up, and therefore one needs to understand that occasionally there'll be headline risk in some of these countries. So the key to the best performing companies in this asset class is management, as it probably is in all asset classes. So we spend a lot of time visiting these companies, visiting the management teams, meeting, getting to know the CEOs, CFOs, the chief operating officers, and really understanding how they navigate their business through more difficult economies and, as I say, more difficult political systems. So the key characteristic we're looking for is very strong management. Frontier markets definitely are a diversifier from emerging and developed markets because they're very uncorrelated. So this is an equity asset class that has no real correlation at all with the other equity asset classes. Within the actual asset class of frontier markets, the individual stock markets also operate entirely independently of each other. So on any given day, what happens in Nigeria and what happens in Sri Lanka is completely independent, and therefore you can have one of those markets up, one of those markets down. As a consequence, the whole asset class is much, much less volatile than the emerging markets because there's a portfolio effect going on. So the fund has had strong performance. We've been outperforming between 3 and 4% on an annualized basis. Against the peer group, we're in the top decile at the moment. So I have a very big team that is finding the best ideas, and most of this alpha generation is coming from stock selection as my team unearth the best companies in the frontier world.